Thanksgiving is just a week away, but this year with the COVID pandemic raging, health officials say it may be best to put some Thanksgiving traditions aside or at least do them differently. Q2's Russ Riesinger has more on what you need to know to keep your loved ones safe.
The calendar may say Thanksgiving, but for many healthcare workers, the COVID-19 pandemic has made this coming holiday season feel more like Halloween.
Going into the holiday season is where we have the level of disease that we have is actually frightening to some of us.
As the director of patient safety and infection control at the Billings clinic, Nancy Iverson has seen firsthand the devastation caused by the coronavirus.
It is real. It causes a viral pneumonia that is very severe.
Because of that, she says if you still are planning to gather together to celebrate, it should not be in the traditional way. She says it's best to stay within your bubble.
That small group of people that live with you, if you're all taking the same measures, that's safer, okay? When your college student comes home, that's outside of your household. It may be your family, but they're bringing their exposure and their epidemiology, if you will, into that bubble, and you're putting people at risk.
Iverson says you should also rethink sitting down at the table together for the big feast. Consider eating outside.
Now that seems crazy in Montana, but if you are going to gather people, why don't you have pick it in the best part of the day that's a little warmer, greet people. But if you're going to have it what's going to put you at risk is enclosed space without masks, the duration of your interaction. If you do need to host, put people at separate tables. Households need to be at separate tables and you need to have distance. And then if you're not eating, the mask goes back on.
Iverson says family gatherings are one of the main factors in the spread of the coronavirus and that people often have no idea that they're infectious.
That is what's different about this virus, is that for 48 hours before you get symptoms, you are actually shedding the virus and through your breath. And a prolonged exposure is what's making people sick.
She says for this year at least, maybe consider starting some new Thanksgiving traditions.
Really novel ideas of maybe you prepare a meal and drop it off at a couple homes and they enjoy in their bubble. Maybe you do something virtual. Maybe you do some cooking together so you're socializing, but you're not physically together. If you are physically together, you really need to know that's proceed with caution, because it is not a safe event to do right now.
In Billings, I'm Russ Riesinger reporting for MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Russ. Now, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention also says today it recommends against traveling during the Thanksgiving period.